Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. You're making me work. You're way down there. And here, getting a little shade. Man, it gets hot here early. In the desert. We're just out here on a hike. Want to do a quick video in the shade here while we catch our breath. What do you want to talk about, my love?
Well, I posted something on LinkedIn the other day that it was a quote, and I apologize that I don't know who initiated the quote, but I found that it was one of the most profound quotes to affect my life. And I believe that if we really take it to heart, it can really be one of the most profound quotes to affect.
Well, drum roll, please.
Anybody.
You're making me...
Competition and jealousy are the thieves of joy. Competition and jealousy are the thieves of joy.
Yeah, two of the thieves, because unfortunately there's a few of them.
Well, I'm
but
sure
yeah,
we'll
that's
do
a good
plenty
one.
more videos on that.
Yeah.
Today we are solely talking about competition and jealousy being the thieves of joy.
And why those two together, I wonder?
Well,
they're two very different things.
So
I think,
expound
aren't they?
upon that.
Well, I guess you could tie them together, because if you're jealous to somebody, you have to, if you care enough to go compete to try to beat them for yourself or to show them, I guess they're tied together. But competition is just anything in life where you have to do better today than you did yesterday. Have to do better today than yesterday at whatever it is. That's competition.
Right. And you know, that's a great point, Jeffrey. So what we want to do is qualify competition with others as opposed to your own internal goals, which I don't necessarily look at as competition. I look at as trying to achieve your goals. But for example, if you are a marathon runner and you're running against another runner, and if you are so envious of this person and you want to compete and beat them so badly, if that's your mission and your goal, you aren't, whether you win or not, right? You are not enjoying. You are missing out on the joy of the experience.
If it's about the competition.
Because
some people could really be joyful in the training.
That's
right.
the point, hey,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If your focus is on the competition
right.
and jealousy of the other person, you are depleting the joy.
Right.
And joy is an amazing frequency that puts you at a state for success.
Right.
It's joy is up in the 600 on the frequency level. It's actually I believe joy is above love. Love is at 5 something and joy is at 6 something. So if your focus is on the joy of the event, and you've trained and you've done all of the things and you win, there's so much more to be received internally from that experience than if you've beat somebody else. Well, okay, now you beat them. That's over, that's done. Whereas the joy of the experience, you can carry that feeling with you.
But so I can hear people out there thinking in their mind, as I am right now, competition is like internal competition too. Like I climbed this mountain, like you just looked and you said, oh, I wanted to do 6 miles. So we were only at 2.9, so you had to go a little bit further to make the loop 6. So that's your own internal competition.
Didn't have to, but I chose to because I wanted to.
But it's in a sense, I would say that was your own internal competition. The competition is, I'm going to do 6 miles today.
Exactly.
It's a goal.
Right, and we just talked about the internal competition.
Right.
Before that, exactly.
So that competition is not a joy, a thief of joy.
Right.
Okay, that's right. So I just want to make sure we're kind of clear on that for people, because I think,
and let me just qualify why. I think I said it a few minutes ago, but just in case sounds like maybe I wasn't clear enough, and that's good because we want to make sure we're clear here. Internal competition is getting yourself closer to your own personal goals.
Right.
When you're competing with somebody else, you're concerned about their goals, and now I want to beat their goal.
Right.
Why would you care what their goal is?
But let's keep this just on personal competition, because everybody gets that when it's jealousy and others are involved.
Personal competition is really about expounding upon your own personal goals. It's very different than the competitive edge with another person.
Now I'm just going to play the other side too, because
Sure.
personal competition could also be a thief of joy. If you wanted to, let's say there was something you really enjoyed to do today and you'd rather do that, but because of your own personal competition, you said I did 6 miles yesterday, I got to do 7 miles today, and you're driving yourself, I'm going to say a little bit crazy with the competition, thus stealing the joy. So it's so competition, I guess, doesn't have to be a thief of joy. It usually is, because if you're really worried about, I already talked about the other person, the jealousy, that's really a low vibration. But even the competition with yourself, if it really is a competition, you're taking away the joy. It's a fine line, though. Karen and I had a deep conversation about this. Where does, that setting the intention, the outward intention, we have to take steps to go get something done. Where does that turn into either competition or impatience? You could love what you're doing constantly, and it could be a competition. It could be work. It could be things that someone else perceives as, there's no good or bad, but I guess perceives it on a lower on the scale.
Which is a great point. And there's another major thief of not only joy, but of everything. It will suck the life out of you if you care what other people think.
Right. That's a big one.
That's another topic that I'd love to do a video on, because I think once you can get to that state of not caring what somebody else thinks. So for example, if you're only trying to win to beat the other person who's running with you, I'll show them, I'll beat them. That is such a thief of joy and love and peace and everything. Whatever we do should be for the betterment of our own internal self.
And that's encased in joy. Everything you do has to be encased in joy.
Right. So that's a great topic, and one we will definitely do a video on.
Yeah, and I know Karen wants to get down to see her parents, because we only get to see them certain times because we live so far away. So
we've only got two and a half more days here to spend with them this trip.
But we'll be back.
We'll be back.
We actually love this desert. We not only love seeing them, but we love being out here, and just it's a whole different. That is a 15,000-foot cliff.
You can see the rocks behind us where people are coming around. We're sitting off to the top in an area where, should Jeffrey slide down, wouldn't be something that he would get too much joy out of.
So on that note, I think we should go down and see your parents. I could use some water, and we should probably wish everyone.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the top of Pinnacle Peak.
We'll see you guys. Love to hear your thoughts down below on this stuff. It's pretty deep if you think about it. We'd love to hear your thoughts.